Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. Well, here we go with another fight breaking out over something foolish on one of the cruise liners. I'm going to get right into this article in a minute. But we have another fight breaking out among a group of people that are part of a very much maligned subculture within the black community. And I'm pretty sure some of you already know what I'm talking about. Let's get right into this article and we're going to have a discussion. Yeah, this is very, 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 very embarrassing and foolish. And I can't help but wonder, it's something in the food. I really am concerned about that. I really am concerned. Is there something in the food? I mean, what's going on? But I'm pretty sure some of you are familiar with this incident. But unfortunately, once again, it has happened again. This is so embarrassing. A Carnival cruise ship's after midnight buffet erupted into a wild brawl that sent passengers and security officials scrambling this week as the vessel made its way home on the last day of its voyage. Bronx Content's creator Mike Terra captured the melee, turning the camera around and commenting, quote, "over chicken tenders is crazy." Now, I don't know if this person that captured this, Mike Terra, was white or black or whatever. I don't know. And I know some people may say, well, what difference does it make? It does kind of make a difference, in my opinion, because what that does is if the person is white, that's taking pictures of this and makes this statement over chicken tenders is crazy, that's very embarrassing, number one. And number two, what it suggests to me, if this person is white that have captured this fight on video, is, man, these black people just can't, they just don't know how to act. I hope and pray that this person that took this, if they're white, understands that all black people do not act like this. This is a certain subculture of black people, but I'm going to get into that a little later. It's just terrible. I mean, the fight was terrible. It was one of the worst fights that I've ever seen on video among these people over chicken tenders. But let's go ahead. With yet another cruise, Fists of Cuffs captured and distributed on social media, Carnival, whose motto is, quote, "fun for all for fun," is at risk of developing a reputation as a floating fight club. And could you blame them could you blame it? As Breitbart News reported, 24 people were banned from cruising in April this year. We heard about that after a massive melee broke out during passenger departure in Galveston, Texas. Yeah, we all know about that. I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that fight was all about. In June of 2024, a fight broke out in a Carnival cruise to Mexico that included a half dozen women pounding each other and tossing chairs, resulting in passenger fines and bans from future cruises, with Carnival later saying it, quote, "wouldn't tolerate such behavior in the future." Woo, I'm so tired of these people, man. The violence captured earlier this week erupted aboard the Sunshine at about 2 a.m. on the last day of its voyage as the ship was heading back to Miami, according to Terra. "Where the F is security?" one bystander could be heard on Terra's video, according to the New York Post. Several security guards could be seen trying to stop the Donnybrook, with one officer running from the chaos and reaching for his radio to presumably call for backup. This is ridiculous. The Post reached Terra earlier this week for more comments on the fight, who then qualified his, quote, chicken tenders remark. "We weren't close enough to know why the fight really started," he told the news reporter. "We just knew they were in line for food." Wow. The Post also reported that Terra captured his video, quote, "I always hear Carnival is ghetto. Ghetto ratchet. I've been cruising for years, but this my first time seeing some action on the ship I was on was tripping." I was like tripping, whatever he said. Anyway, Carnival did not immediately respond to the Post request for comment. End of article. It's a shame that we have to cover stuff like this. It's a shame that I have to talk about stuff like this, but I have to talk about stuff like this because It's getting really, 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 really out of hand. And I see this kind of activity a lot, or I have seen it in the past a lot in restaurants, certain group of subculture of black people. And I'm not saying it's just with black people, but let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. We're mostly seeing this among a certain, let me be specific about this because I don't want people to get the misunderstanding. So you should all know what I'm talking about. This is a subculture of black people. It's not all black people, but it is a subculture that is pushed and promoted as if they are the full culture of black people when they are not. But this particular subculture, these ghetto ratchet people from this subculture that happen to be black are a major, major issue. It is extremely embarrassing to fight over chicken tenders. Now, maybe they was fighting over something else. Maybe it wasn't necessarily chicken tenders they was fighting over, as the article alludes to. Maybe somebody got into a tussle with money or what, I don't know. But it's extremely embarrassing if this accusation of them fighting over chicken tenders is correct. It's extremely embarrassing for a group of knucklehead people to be fighting over chicken tenders. I mean, that is extremely, extremely embarrassing. And that, as I said in the introduction of this video, makes me wonder, is there something, and this may sound kind of comical, but is there something in the chicken? Because we've had situations like that with certain people within this subculture that happened at Popeyes. There was fights breaking out at Popeyes over there. Now, I love Popeyes chicken. I do. I love Popeyes chicken. And the stereotype about blacks loving chicken, I don't think that stereotype is too far-fetched. I think there is some accuracy and truth to the stereotype of black people loving chicken. I don't think it's too far-fetched. I don't know of too many black people who don't love chicken, or at least like it in some way, whether it's fried, baked, boiled, barbecued, broiled, whatever. They love some chicken. Okay. So I'm not going to too much reject that particular stereotype. But do you love chicken enough, whether it's chicken tenders, whether it's chicken feet, whether it's chicken gizzards, chicken breasts, chicken legs, chicken wings, whatever? Do you love chicken enough to fight over it like this? This is absolutely ghetto, absolutely ratchet, and it is inexcusable. And what I think is going to eventually happen on these cruise lines, and anywhere else for that matter, is that when business owners see groups of black people coming towards them, they're going to reject them. And somebody may say, well, that's racist. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because racism has to do with seeing someone as inferior to your particular ethnic group based on their color or some insignificant, illogical concept. That's what racism is. But if a particular subgroup within the black community continuously acts this way, okay, and this what these business owners, whether they're business owners or people on a cruise line, are constantly seeing, okay, what do we expect them to do? Overlook that fact? Overlook that reality because they're black? They're probably not. Unfortunately, this kind of behavior is unfortunately associated with a subgroup of black people. It is. We can't get away from it. We can't run from it. That's the truth. It's not my opinion. It's not somebody else's opinion. That's the truth. That's who it's mainly associated with. So what I believe, in my opinion, is going to eventually happen in the future, businesses and other cruise owners or whatever, or people that ride around these cruises, they're going to start rejecting wholeheartedly groups of black people who want to get on or want to come in their restaurant. They're going to start rejecting them. The problem with, and I can understand that. I can definitely understand it because I probably would feel the same way. The only problem is that all black people are not that way. Some black people are just church groups. Some black people are just people that have a family reunion and they come from the inner city. They're not from the inner city. They're not from the hoods. They're not from the ghetto. Okay? They don't have that mindset. It's a mindset thing. They don't have that mindset. So if they're coming and they want to just have a good time and eat and get on, they're being rejected because of the behavior of another subgroup of people. That's what's going to eventually start happening. Or at least it's going to be a struggle for decent, civilized groups of black people to, congregate in a restaurant or decide to get on a cruise line or whatever. It's going to be difficult for them. It's going to be really difficult for them. See, one person's behavior or another group's behavior affects the whole group. If one group is always well mannered, well groomed, respectful, and this group is always this way for the most part, even though the other groups are not, of that same ethnic group are not, and this one group is, everywhere they go, people will perceive all of the people within that particular ethnicity to be the same way. But if you have that same group on the flip side of the same token being negative, disrespectful, always fighting, no self-control, no morals, no values, they just don't care, they act like they possessed, and they go in these places, and all the other groups, the bigger group is decent, but this group is not decent. What do you think they're going to think? They're going to think, oh, all of them are like this. I'm just saying, man. So this kind of stuff it has to stop. When are the people in the ghetto going to change their mindset is up in the air, in my opinion. It seems to me that they just don't get it that, man, maybe if I stop acting this way, I'll get better service. And then what's amazing to me is the fact that when they don't get service like they want, they get upset and they think they cry racism. It's not racism, boo-boo. It's not racism. It's just your attitude. It's your culture, your attitude, and your mindset. That's what that's all about. That's what's making everybody else look bad. And I think inevitably it's going to become just what I said it's going to become. These businesses, these restaurants, these corporations, these cruise liners are going to start rejecting groups of black people wholeheartedly, regardless of whether they're good or bad. They're going to start rejecting them wholeheartedly, and the good black people are going to suffer for the bad black people. Because the bad black people or the black people in the ghetto, the ratchet people, just don't seem to understand for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the grease in the chicken, the food that's affecting their brain cells and the neurological pathways in their brains, whether or not they have neurological pathways in their brains, I know not. But perhaps they're just not getting it at, man, I need to change my behavior. I'm just saying, this totally embarrassing. And it makes it to the point where, as a black person, man, I don't like to look people in the eyes sometimes. I really don't. So, yeah, that's what I had to say about this. Totally ludicrous, totally disrespectful, and it needs to change. Because if it doesn't, these businesses and these cruise liners and so forth are going to start rejecting black people, good and bad, wholeheartedly. They will say, we don't want your money. We don't care about your money. You guys are just hurting us overall. So that's my opinion on it. What do you guys think about this melee on another chicken fight over chicken fingers, whatever? I mean, what do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.